I think we should touch on akathisia a bit, which is a fairly common, it's listed in the rare side effects, but it's not particularly rare. So could we touch on that, what that is and what that looks like?
Okay, akathisia is, I call it the A word of antidepressants, because I think it's the word that everybody needs to understand if they start to take antidepressants. It's a neurological condition that can happen mostly when people start taking the drug, when they change dose, and when they stop taking the antidepressants. It can also happen with change of generics. People call it the epitome of losing their mind, basically, because they are unable to control the thoughts that they have. It's not just that, it's also a physical restlessness. So a kind of inner turmoil and a physical restlessness. So people pace, they can't control their jerks, their movements. It's probably one of the most horrible conditions that anybody can find themselves in. And people commit suicide or die by suicide for two reasons when it comes to akathisia. So the first one is that they have no control over their mind, and their mind is literally telling them to kill themselves. The second is that it becomes so painful and so unbearable that they feel that they have no option. And this is the saddest part of antidepressants. If somebody is in that state, you've seen it yourself. It is basically like losing your mind, and it's horrible. And we really need more information, more education. There are some fantastic sites. So there's Akathisia 101, which is a continuing education program, which is free and is online, and anybody can go and do that. And there's an amazing organization called Akathisia Education. I think it's Akathisia Alliance for Education and Research, which is doing some fantastic work to try and make people more aware of this condition. And I think if akathisia is one area that really needs to be explored, and people really need to understand the condition.
Yeah. And I would say that was the worst thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've seen some pretty bad things. Like I've had sick family members. I've seen Alzheimer's. I've seen cancer. I've been through surgeries. That was the worst thing I've ever seen by far.